The battle where humans fought without weapons. The night sky was calm, and the stars shone brightly above the city. People walked on the empty streets, thinking it would be just another peaceful night. Suddenly, a strange light appeared far in the sky, glowing brighter than the moon. It moved quickly, faster than anything anyone had ever seen. People stopped, staring in fear and confusion. Cars screeched to a halt, and a low, humming sound filled the air. Children clutched their parents, and even the police officers looked uneasy. The light grew larger and larger, and then it split into hundreds of smaller lights. They hovered silently above the city, casting shadows on the ground. No one could explain what was happening, and fear spread like wildfire. Then a deep, strange voice echoed across the city. It was not human, yet everyone could hear it perfectly. Humans of Earth, we have come to judge your world. Prepare yourselves, for your weapons will not save you, the voice said. People froze, not knowing if they should run or hide. The sound of the voice made the ground shake slightly, and small windows in buildings cracked. The news spread quickly through phones and televisions. Governments tried to respond, sending military jets into the sky. But the jets could not reach the lights, and their missiles disappeared before they could explode. It became clear that this was not a normal attack, and humans had no idea how to fight. Panic grew as power lines went down, and the city was left in darkness. People screamed and ran into the streets, looking for safety in the midst of chaos. A small group of humans gathered in a ruined park. They were ordinary people, teachers, farmers, students, and a few soldiers. None of them had guns or armor strong enough to stop the unknown. Among them was a young man named Alex, who had always dreamed of adventure. He looked at the glowing lights and whispered, "We cannot wait for someone else to save us. If we want to survive, we must act now." Others nodded, their fear mixed with determination. They started observing the aliens carefully, trying to understand their movements. The aliens were unlike anything humans had ever seen. They moved so fast that their bodies were almost invisible. Their shields shimmered in colors that made the eyes hurt to look at. Every attempt to approach them failed, and many humans were forced to retreat. Alex noticed something strange. A small pattern in the alien movements. It was faint, but he realized that the aliens moved in repeated loops. Maybe, he thought, there was a way to trick them. The others listened, hope lighting their faces for the first time. They began making plans, not with weapons, but with clever tricks and traps. They used broken cars, fallen trees, and old metal fences to slow the aliens down. Every human had a role. Some would distract, some would hide, and some would observe, even without guns. They started to feel a small sense of control. Meanwhile, the aliens continued their slow advance across the city. Buildings collapsed under their invisible force, and the streets were filled with dust and debris. No human could resist their power. But the group refused to give up. They watched from the shadows, learning the aliens' habits, and as the night grew darker, they understood one important truth. This fight was not about weapons or technology. It was about courage, intelligence, and the will to survive. Alex took a deep breath and addressed the group. "Tomorrow, we will move closer to them. We will watch, learn, and find their weakness. We may be afraid, but we are not powerless. If we stand together, we can survive this." The others nodded, their fear slowly turning into determination. For the first time, they felt like humans, not just victims. The aliens had power, but humans had heart, and that was something no shield could block. As the lights slowly faded into the distance, a quiet calm returned to the ruined city. But everyone knew it was only temporary. The battle had just begun, and the real test of human courage was yet to come. The unknown had arrived, and with it, a challenge that would change humanity forever. And in the dark corners of the city, a small group of humans prepared for the fight of their lives. The morning sun struggled to pierce through the thick smoke that covered the city. Debris from collapsed buildings lay scattered across the streets, and silence hung heavy in the air. The small group of humans huddled in the ruins of an old library. Each face showed fear, but also determination. Alex paced back and forth, thinking about the plan they had made the night before. They had no weapons that could harm the aliens, but they had something the aliens did not: creativity and courage. Today, Alex whispered, we find their pattern, we find their weakness, and maybe, just maybe, we survive this first encounter. The group nodded, gripping sticks, broken pipes, and whatever objects they could use. Even though these were not weapons, they held them tightly, as if they carried hope itself. The first movement came suddenly. A flicker of light in the distance. The aliens were approaching. Faster than the humans had expected, their shields shimmered like broken glass in sunlight, and their bodies moved with impossible speed. The humans held their breaths, hearts pounding, every second feeling like a lifetime. Alex signaled, and the group split into two teams, one to observe, one to distract. They moved silently through the rubble, every step calculated, every sound dangerous. The first clash began near a ruined marketplace. A human named Lila threw a metal trash can toward a shimmering alien. The alien twisted in the air, seemingly confused, and for a moment it paused. That small pause gave the humans hope. Others joined, throwing stones, breaking pipes, and making sudden noises. The aliens moved unpredictably, but humans used the environment to their advantage. They ducked behind walls, slid under fallen beams, and climbed debris. Every move was a test of courage, every breath a challenge. Suddenly, one alien turned sharply, faster than any human could react. It lunged toward a man named Tomas. His foot caught on broken concrete, and he fell. Time seemed to stop as the alien hovered above him, its shield glowing bright blue. But then Lila shouted, distracting it, and Tomas rolled away just in time. The humans realized that teamwork, not strength, was their greatest weapon. The battle continued for hours, each moment filled with tension. Humans discovered small weaknesses in the aliens' pattern: slow reactions when distracted, gaps in their shield when moving too quickly. The group began setting simple traps: loose rubble, noisemakers, mirrors reflecting sunlight. Every trick worked only for a few seconds, but those seconds were enough to survive. They ran, hid, observed, and attacked in turns, learning with every move. As the day wore on, exhaustion set in, but the humans refused to give up. Their minds raced with plans, and their hearts refused to surrender. Alex noticed something unusual, a flicker of hesitation in one alien's movement. It was subtle, almost invisible, but enough for him to signal the team. They coordinated silently, surrounding the alien from 3 directions. It blinked, confused, and for the first time, a human touched it without being destroyed. Even that small victory ignited a spark of hope in the group. But just as thought they had learned enough, a massive shadow passed overhead. The ground shook violently, and a loud screech echoed across the city. A larger alien, far bigger and more powerful than the others, landed in the street. Its eyes glowed like molten fire, and its shield was stronger than anything they had seen. Panic surged through the group, fear threatening to paralyze them. Alex shouted, "No! We move, we survive. We fight smart, not strong." The humans scattered, using every trick and trap they had prepared. The massive aliens smashed through debris, searching for them, but their speed and wit kept them just ahead. As night fell, the group found a hidden tunnel beneath a collapsed bridge. They gathered there, bruised, bleeding, but alive. Every human understood the truth. They had faced death and survived. It was not weapons or bullets that had saved them. It was their courage, their unity, and their willingness to think differently. Alex looked at his team, faces streaked with dust and sweat. Today we fought without guns, without bombs, without armor. And we survived, not because we were strong, but because we were smart. Tomorrow, the challenge will be greater. The aliens will learn. And we must be ready. The humans nodded silently, each lost in their thoughts. They had survived their first clash. But the war had only just begun. Outside the tunnel, the city lay in ruins. Shadows moving in every corner, the unknown had arrived. And humanity had fought back, not with weapons, but with heart. The night after the first clash was dark and silent. But the city felt alive with danger. Every shadow seemed to move. Every sound made the humans flinch. The group huddled in the hidden tunnel beneath the bridge. Bruised, tired, and hungry, yet their eyes burned with determination. Alex walked among them, studying each face, knowing the next challenge would be harder. "We survived today," he said quietly, "but surviving is not enough. The aliens will change, and we must change faster. We cannot fight them with strength, only with brains, with patience, with courage." The humans nodded, understanding that their real weapon was their mind. They began planning, sharing ideas, experimenting with simple tools they could find. Lila picked up a broken glass shard and held it to a small mirror. "If we can reflect sunlight, maybe we can blind them for a moment," she suggested. Tomas, still limping from his fall, tied pieces of rope to old metal cans. "When they chase us, these will make noise and distract them," he said. Alex smiled, seeing hope ignite in the small acts of ingenuity. They realized survival depended not on weapons, but on creativity and unity. The next morning, the group moved quietly above ground. Every step was cautious, every breath measured. The city was dangerous, filled with alien patrols and strange, glowing footprints. Even the wind seemed to carry a warning, whispering through broken windows and shattered walls. The humans had learned to observe, to wait, and to strike only when the moment was right. Their first test came near an abandoned hospital. A pair of aliens moved swiftly, scanning the area, their shields shimmering in the weak sunlight. The humans waited, hiding behind rubble and walls. Hearts pounding, Alex signaled, and Thomas dropped a metal can. Making a loud clang, the aliens turned sharply, confused by the noise, giving the humans just enough time to slip past. It was the first time they had used a trap successfully, and cheers erupted softly among them. As the days passed, the humans grew bolder. Learning more about the aliens' habits, they noticed patterns in the way the aliens moved. Small delays when turning, moments of hesitation when distracted. They began to experiment with sound, fire, and even smoke. A small fire in a trash pile sent one alien retreating, blinded by the smoke. Another got tangled in ropes and wires, set across a narrow alley. Every tiny victory taught them something new, something the aliens could not anticipate. But the aliens were also learning, adapting to human tactics. One day, while hiding in a collapsed building, the group watched in horror as the aliens seemed to anticipate their moves. They avoided traps, moved faster, and reacted instantly to noise. Fear returned, heavier than before, pressing on their chests. Alex gathered the group, whispering urgently, "They are learning from us, just as we learn from them. We must stay smarter, faster, and more creative than ever before." The humans began to split into small teams for observation and experimentation. Lila and Tomas went to scout the alien patrols, while Alex and a few others stayed behind to prepare traps. Every encounter taught them more about the aliens' weaknesses. They discovered that the aliens were sensitive to sudden lights, sharp sounds, and unpredictable movements. Even their shields, though strong, could flicker for a fraction of a second, just enough for humans to pass. One evening, a quiet alarm rang in their minds. A massive alien patrol approached the underground tunnels. Faster and stronger than before, the group moved quickly, setting improvised alarms with broken glass, string, and metal scraps. The aliens paused, confused by the strange noises, and the humans slipped past silently, hearts racing. It was a narrow escape, and the adrenaline made them realize how fragile their survival was. As night fell, Alex and the group sat atop a ruined skyscraper. Looking down at the city, the streets were empty. Except for the occasional alien patrol. We are learning, Alex said softly. But learning is not enough. We must adapt, grow, and become something they cannot predict. Our mind, our courage, and our teamwork are our only weapons. And one day, those weapons will save our world. The humans nodded, determination burning in their eyes. They were no longer ordinary people, but survivors, thinkers, and fighters in a world where strength meant nothing. And as the wind swept through the ruined city, carrying the faint hum of distant alien machines, they knew the battle was far from over. The unknown had arrived. But humanity was learning, adapting, and preparing for the day they would strike back. A true test of courage, intelligence, and heart was just beginning. The city had grown colder, quieter, as if holding its breath. The humans had adapted to the aliens, learned their patterns, and survived countless encounters. Yet tonight, a different kind of danger lurked not from the aliens, but from within. Alex gathered the group in the remains of a collapsed subway station. Everyone's faces were weary, but resolute. They planned their next move carefully, knowing that any mistake could cost their lives. Among them was a new member, a man named Victor, who had joined after the first clash. He was quiet, observant, and skilled in moving silently. At first, the group trusted him completely. Victor proved himself useful, scouting ahead, setting small traps, and warning about alien movements. But tonight, something felt wrong, a subtle tension in the air. Alex noticed Victor's gaze lingering too long on the humans rather than the aliens. Yet he pushed the thought aside, unwilling to believe betrayal could be so close. As the group moved through a ruined district, shadows stretched across broken walls. A faint humming noise vibrated through the ground, signaling alien patrols approaching. Alex signaled for everyone to split into small teams. They moved carefully, hiding behind wrecked cars and shattered buildings. Then, without warning, the ground shook violently, and an alien swarm appeared from an alley. The humans froze, panic striking their hearts. It was too perfect, too precise, almost as if someone had guided the aliens to them. Victor stepped forward suddenly, holding a signal device. Lights flashed, pointing the aliens directly to the hiding humans. Lila gasped, realizing immediately what had happened. "Victor, you betrayed us," she whispered, her voice trembling with anger and fear. The aliens surged forward, breaking walls and crushing debris. The humans scattered, fighting to survive. Chaos erupted in the ruined streets, screams mixing with alien screeches. Alex charged toward Victor, fury burning in his chest. "Why?" he shouted, dodging a shield blast. Victor smiled coldly. "They promised safety, power, a place among the winners. You humans are weak, but I am clever enough to survive." Alex felt a surge of betrayal, unlike anything before. This was no longer just a battle with aliens. It was a fight against treachery. The humans regrouped as quickly as they could, but the swarm was overwhelming. Thomas and Lila led small groups, luring aliens into traps while Alex confronted Victor. Even as Victor guided the aliens, the humans used their creativity to survive. They dropped rocks, set fire to rubble, and made sudden, loud noises. Every trick bought them seconds. Every second was precious. But the cost was high. Several humans were captured, others injured badly. The betrayal had turned a manageable fight into a nightmare. Alex realized that surviving the aliens was no longer enough. They had to survive each other as well. The night stretched endlessly, shadows moving in every corner. Alex devised a bold plan. He would confront Victor directly while the others distracted the swarm. He moved silently, keeping to the shadows. His heart pounding, Victor stood atop a crumbled wall, signaling yet another wave of aliens. "Alex," he called mockingly, "you cannot stop me. You are weak." Alex lunged, knocking the device from Victor's hands. Sparks flew as it hit the ground, and the aliens faltered. Confused by the sudden silence, the humans seized the moment, regrouping. Moving like shadows through the debris, Victor tried to escape. But Alex and Tomas cornered him in a narrow alley. Leela caught up, her eyes burning with fury. "Why betray your own people?" she demanded. Victor hesitated, fear now replacing his arrogance. "You don't understand?" "They promised," he began, but Alex interrupted sharply. "We survive together, or we die alone. There is no promise from the aliens that matters more than our own lives." Victor fell silent, realizing the humans' unity was stronger than any temptation. Alex spared him, forcing him to stay and help the group, knowing that trust had to be rebuilt slowly. The humans moved cautiously back to the tunnel. Bruised and shaken, their bonds had been tested, their faith in each other nearly broken, yet they had survived. Not just the aliens, but betrayal itself. Alex addressed the group, his voice firm. "Tonight we learned something painful. Not all danger comes from outside. We must trust wisely, watch carefully, and act together. Our strength is in our unity, and nothing alien or human can break that." As dawn approached, the city lay in ruin, but the humans emerged stronger. The betrayal had left scars, but it had also taught them the value of vigilance. They had learned to adapt not just to the aliens' power, but to the unpredictability of human nature. And deep in their hearts, a spark of hope glowed brighter than ever. The unknown was relentless. The battle was far from over, but humanity, even in the face of treachery, would fight with courage, intelligence, and heart. The city had grown eerily quiet after the chaos of betrayal. The humans moved cautiously through streets filled with smoke, debris, and alien patrols. Each step was heavy with exhaustion, but their determination burned brighter than ever. Alex led the group to the remains of an old laboratory on the outskirts. The building was crumbling, but inside, faint lights from broken equipment flickered weakly. It was a place of mystery and hope, and perhaps the key to their survival. Inside, the humans explored cautiously, careful not to trigger traps or alarms. The smell of chemicals and rust filled the air, and dust floated in thin beams of sunlight. Lila's eyes caught a series of strange devices. Unlike anything she had seen before, they pulsed faintly. Humming as if alive, Tomas bent down, examining a peculiar box covered in wires. "Maybe this is old alien tech," he whispered. "Something they left behind or forgot." Alex studied the room carefully, his mind racing with possibilities. If they could understand even one device, perhaps they could turn it into their advantage. Hours passed as they experimented carefully. Small sparks flew from wires, and machines whirred to life. They tested sound, light, and motion, learning what each device could do. Then, Lila discovered a small device that emitted a strange vibration. When turned on, it created a wave in the air, disrupting the aliens' shields momentarily. The humans stared in disbelief. realizing they had found something powerful. It was not a weapon in the traditional sense, but it was their first real chance to fight back. Excitement mixed with fear as they tested the device on a small alien patrol. From their hiding spot, they activated the device. The aliens paused, shields flickering, movements slowing for a few precious seconds. The humans could move freely. They used the opportunity to lead the aliens into a trap made of rubble. Ropes and fire, it worked perfectly, and the humans cheered softly. But they knew this was only a test. The real challenge was using it on a larger scale. Alex gathered the group in a small, dark room. We have something they cannot expect, something they do not understand, but it is fragile, and one mistake could destroy it. We must plan carefully, work together, and use our minds more than ever, he said. The humans listened intently, understanding the gravity of their discovery. This device was not just a tool, it was their secret weapon, a symbol of hope. Over the next few days, they prepared. Testing the device repeatedly, they learned how to amplify its vibrations, how to hide it from alien detection. Even small adjustments made a huge difference in its effect. They practiced moving in coordinated patterns, using distractions, and luring aliens into narrow alleys where the device could work best. Every human had a role, and failure could mean death. The suspense grew with every test, every shadow, every sound. Yet the group felt more alive than ever, knowing that they held a secret that could turn the tide. Finally, the moment came. A larger alien patrol approached, more organized and stronger than any before. The humans positioned themselves carefully, hiding behind debris and ruins, hearts racing. Alex activated the device, and a strange vibration spread through the air. The aliens froze, shields flickering, movements jerky and confused. For the first time, the humans could move boldly, stepping into the open without fear. They led the aliens into traps, using fire, rubble, and noise to amplify confusion. One alien tried to escape, but its shield flickered just long enough for Lila to pull it into a narrow alley. The others followed, trapped and disoriented. It was a breathtaking moment. The humans had turned their fear into action, their courage into strategy. Even Victor, still uneasy after his betrayal, helped guide the group with precision. They had learned the true power of unity, intelligence, and clever thinking. The secret weapon was more than a device. It was proof that humans could fight without guns, without bombs, without armor. As night fell, the humans returned to the hidden laboratory. Exhausted but triumphant, the city around them lay in ruins. Yet hope glimmered brighter than ever. Alex addressed the group, voice steady and firm. Today we learned something important. We are no longer just survivors. We are thinkers, planners, fighters. The aliens may be strong, but they cannot anticipate the power of our mind. We have found our secret weapon, and one day, it will help us save our world. The group nodded, hearts filled with determination. They understood the path ahead would be dangerous, longer and filled with suspense. Yet for the first time, they felt a real sense of control. The unknown no longer seemed invincible. Humanity had discovered a weapon the aliens could not predict, a way to turn fear into strength. And somewhere deep in the ruins of the city, the humans prepared for the day they would fight back. With courage, unity, and their secret weapon, they were no longer powerless. The battle was far from over, but hope had found its place among the ruins. The city had changed, scarred by battle and silence. Smoke rose from collapsed buildings, and flickering lights from broken street lamps painted the streets in ghostly colors. The humans moved cautiously, carrying their secret weapon, their hearts pounding with tension. Alex led the group through the rubble-strewn alleys, eyes sharp, listening for the faintest hint of alien movement. Every step was a risk, every shadow a potential threat. But hope burned brightly. They had a plan, a chance to strike back. The alien patrols had grown more organized, more aggressive. It seemed as if they had learned from every human move. But the humans had learned more. They had discovered how to coordinate, distract, and trap the aliens. They understood the weaknesses in the shields, the gaps in their movements, and the patterns in their patrols. It was time to use everything they had learned. The turning point of this war was near, and every human felt the weight of it pressing on their shoulders. Alex signaled the group to split into teams. One team would lure the aliens into the open streets. Another would activate the secret weapon, sending vibrations that disrupted the alien shields. The rest would ambush them with makeshift traps, fire, and debris. The humans moved silently, hearts hammering, knowing that one mistake could mean death. The first wave of aliens appeared, moving faster than ever, shields glowing in harsh colors. The humans held their ground, hiding behind rubble, broken cars, and fallen walls. Alex activated the secret weapon, and a strange vibration pulsed through the air. The aliens faltered, shields flickering, movements jerky and confused. It was the moment they had been waiting for, and the humans sprang into action. They pulled ropes, dropped rubble, and lit fires in strategic places. The aliens stumbled into traps, unable to react in time. But the aliens were not easily defeated. A larger, more powerful alien appeared, its eyes glowing like molten fire. Its shield shimmered brighter, and it moved with terrifying speed. The humans froze for a moment, fear threatening to take over. Then Alex shouted, "Stick to the plan. Move, distract, trap." Every human moved like a shadow. Coordinating perfectly, the secret weapon pulsed again, and the alien's shield flickered just long enough. Lila and Tomas led the ambush, forcing the giant alien into a narrow alley. The walls collapsed behind it, trapping it temporarily. The humans had gained their first major advantage. They realized the aliens were strong, but they were predictable in ways the humans could exploit. Each trap, each distraction, each pulse of the secret weapon worked in perfect harmony. Even Victor, still recovering from his past betrayal, guided a team with precision. The humans felt the thrill of victory mixed with adrenaline. For the first time, they had turned fear into power. The aliens regrouped, more furious than before. They attacked in waves, relentless and merciless. But the humans anticipated each move, using the environment, sound, and vibration to their advantage. Buildings became mazes, streets became traps, and shadows became allies. Every small victory encouraged them, and the humans grew bolder with each passing moment. Hours passed, and exhaustion weighed heavily on the group. But they could see the change. The aliens were faltering, confused and frustrated. Their once perfect patrols were disorganized, their shields flickering more often. It was the first time humans had gained real control in the battle. Alex looked at his team, pride and determination shining in his eyes. "We are not just surviving anymore," he said. "We are fighting back. We are showing them that courage, intelligence, and unity can overcome even the strongest enemy." As night fell, the humans regrouped in a safe spot. They were bruised, tired, and hungry, but victorious. The turning point had arrived, and hope had returned to their hearts. The aliens were powerful, but humans had something they could never have: creativity, courage, and heart. Alex gazed at the ruined city around them, knowing the battle was far from over. But for the first time, humanity had the upper hand. The war had shifted, and the next chapter would be even more dangerous. Yet the humans were ready. United and unstoppable, the city lay in ruins, silent except for the faint hum of alien machines and the distant crackle of fire. Humans moved carefully through streets filled with rubble and shadow, hearts pounding with a mix of fear and determination. Alex led the group, carrying the secret weapon. Knowing that this battle would decide the fate of humanity, every step was tense. Every glance over their shoulder, a reminder of the aliens' power. The night air was heavy, carrying an eerie calm, like the world itself was holding its breath. The aliens had regrouped, larger in number and more aggressive than ever. Their shields glowed with strange colors, and their movements were fast, precise and deadly. But the humans were ready, their minds sharper than ever, their strategy perfected. The secret weapon pulsed softly in Alex's hands, a rhythm that seemed to sync with their own hearts. Tonight, courage and intelligence would replace guns and bombs. Tonight, humanity would fight with every ounce of wit and heart they had. The first wave of aliens appeared in the open streets. The humans split into teams, moving like shadows through alleys and ruined buildings. Alex signaled, and the secret weapon activated, sending vibrations through the air. The aliens faltered, shields flickering, movements jerky and uncoordinated. It was the moment the humans had trained for. The moment where preparation met opportunity. Lila led a team through a narrow alley, using mirrors to reflect bright light into the aliens' eyes. The sudden glare confused them, making them stumble into traps made of rubble and fire. Tomas and Victor created loud noises from broken metal. Drawing attention and luring aliens into dead ends, the humans moved with precision, timing each action perfectly. Even the largest alien, the one that had terrified them before, was forced into a corner. Its shield flickered repeatedly as it struggled against the humans' coordinated strategy. The city became a battlefield of shadows, sound and light. Every human had a role. Every move was calculated. No guns, no bombs, just intelligence, courage, and unity. Alex ran toward the giant alien, heart racing. He activated a secondary vibration from the secret weapon, sending a pulse directly at the alien's shield. The shield flickered violently, weakening for the first time in hours. The humans surged forward, using ropes, fire, and traps to push the alien back. Time seemed to stretch endlessly as humans and aliens clashed in a deadly dance. Shadows moved, debris fell, and every heartbeat felt like a drum of war. The humans coordinated flawlessly, predicting the aliens' movements before they happened. Every small victory built momentum, giving the humans more confidence. And then, in a breathtaking moment, the alien's shield collapsed completely for a fraction of a second. Alex seized the moment, signaling the team to strike. They pulled together, pushing, trapping, and forcing the alien to stumble backward. The largest alien fell into a pit they had prepared earlier. Trapped at last, the other aliens hesitated. Seeing their strongest ally fall, the humans pressed their advantage, coordinating sound, light, and movement. One by one, the aliens were driven back, confused, disoriented, and unable to adapt quickly enough. For the first time, humanity was winning a battle without a single gun, without a single bomb. It was intelligence, courage, and unity that had turned the tide. The humans cheered quietly, hearts pounding with exhilaration. Alex looked around at his team faces streaked with dust and sweat, eyes bright with victory. They had survived, adapted, and triumphed. Even Victor, once a traitor, now helped guide the last group of aliens into traps. The city was theirs, not because of weapons, but because of their mind, heart, and determination. As dawn broke, the first rays of sunlight illuminated the ruined city. Smoke rose into the sky, and the humans stood among the rubble. Exhausted but victorious, the aliens retreated, disappearing into the horizon, defeated for the first time. Humanity had proven that even against impossible odds, courage, intelligence, and unity could triumph. Alex raised his hand, looking over the group. Today, we fought without guns. Without bombs, we fought with our hearts, our minds, and our courage. And we won. Humanity is stronger than fear, stronger than power, stronger than anything they can throw at us. The humans nodded, some smiling, some silent, all proud. The battle had ended, but the memory of courage, unity, and intelligence would remain forever. The ruins of the city were quiet now. Yet alive with the sound of hope, the humans began rebuilding, knowing that they had faced the unknown and survived. They had discovered the true strength of their species, and as the sun rose higher in the sky, the group walked forward together, stronger, wiser, and ready for whatever challenges the future might bring. The world had been changed forever, and humanity had proven that victory was possible without weapons.